If you are trying to lose weight before summer and you are starting every morning with what you believe is a healthy breakfast, oatmeal, whole grain toast, a smoothie, a bowl of fruit, a May 2026 study just confirmed something that should fundamentally change how you think about your morning routine. Your healthy breakfast is not just stalling your weight loss. It is actively starving your brain cells of the energy they need to function at full capacity. Here is the biology. Your brain is the most metabolically expensive organ in your body, consuming approximately 20% of your total daily energy despite representing only about 2% of your body weight. To sustain that energy demand, your brain requires a consistent and efficient fuel supply. And here is the problem with high carbohydrate breakfasts, even the ones marketed as healthy. When you eat carbs first thing in the morning, you trigger an insulin spike. That insulin spike does two things simultaneously. First, it locks your fat stores, preventing your body from accessing the fat-burning pathways that sustained energy depends on. Second, it causes what the May 2026 research is calling neurometabolic lag. Neurometabolic lag is the period following a carbohydrate-driven insulin spike where your brain cells literally dim their power output because they cannot transition quickly enough from burning glucose to burning fat or ketones for fuel. The glucose gets processed rapidly. Insulin does its job too efficiently. Blood sugar drops. And your brain, which cannot store significant energy reserves of its own, is left scrambling for fuel during the transition window. This is the biological mechanism behind the mid-morning brain fog and energy crash that millions of people medicate with a second cup of coffee at 10 a.m. It is not a caffeine dependency. It is a mitochondrial flexibility problem. Mitochondrial flexibility is your cellular engine's ability to switch seamlessly between different fuel sources, glucose, fat, ketones, without lagging or stalling during the transition. It is one of the most important and least discussed aspects of metabolic health in 2026. People who have high mitochondrial flexibility move through the post-breakfast period without the crash because their cellular engines can pivot to fat burning the moment glucose availability drops. People with low mitochondrial flexibility experience the lag because their engines are locked into one fuel type and cannot switch efficiently. The research connecting this to brain cell growth is particularly significant. The 2026 data on neurogenesis, the growth of new brain cells, consistently shows that brain mitochondrial health is a prerequisite for the process. You cannot grow new brain cells in a mitochondrially depleted environment. Neurometabolic lag is not just a temporary inconvenience, it is a chronic drain on the very cellular energy your brain needs to maintain and regenerate its own tissue over time. The 2026 solution is building mitochondrial flexibility before you address breakfast timing or carbohydrate restriction. Delaying your first meal and reducing morning carbohydrates helps. These strategies lower the insulin spike and create a longer window for fat burning. But if your mitochondria cannot switch fuels efficiently, those strategies deliver partial results at best. The flexibility has to be built at the cellular level first. PQQ triggers mitochondrial biogenesis, growing new cellular engines in both your brain and muscle tissue that are designed for high-efficiency dual-fuel operation. New mitochondria built through biogenesis have superior metabolic flexibility compared to older depleted ones. They transition between glucose and fat burning with significantly less lag. CoQ10 fuels those new engines to maintain consistent ADP output through the fuel transition, eliminating the energy gap that causes the mid-morning crash. Mitolyn combines both in one formula built specifically around this mitochondrial flexibility principle. It is the dual-fuel adapter that makes your morning routine work the way it was always supposed to, keeping your brain fully powered and your fat-burning pathways open simultaneously. Regardless of what time you choose to eat. In 2026, the summer weight loss conversation is shifting away from which diet to follow and toward whether your cellular infrastructure can support the metabolic flexibility any successful approach requires. Build the engine first. Then let your breakfast strategy deliver the results it promises. I want to be fully transparent with you. The link in my description is an affiliate link. I might earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. I only share what I genuinely think is helpful. Stop starving your brain and start burning fat. Check the link in my description for the 2026 Mitolyn Energy Protocol. This video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making changes to your diet or lifestyle.